All right, welcome back everybody. Appreciate you joining me here. It's the first video of 2017, so first off, Happy New Year. And I think we're going to start the new year right here. Got lots of big plans ahead. Hope you plan to follow me along as the year continues and check out all these different videos, sign up for the blog and Instagram, all the social media outlets and whatnot. But in the meantime, I wanted to get started right away with unboxing. So if you have been following the blog, you'll know that last year I was kind of getting frustrated with my vlogging camera, which was basically just my phone. I had started the year with an iPhone 5, which was atrocious, and kind of intermixed that with the 6D, which I'm currently shooting using right now, and probably be the last one. Video using that, because I'll probably be going forward on the M5 here. But basically after that I had the Samsung Edge 7 for when I was in Europe. I needed something quick to kind of be a little bit better and on the move kind of video. It worked okay. It wasn't great. I don't like how the low light performance is. The dynamic range is pretty bad, and then also the kind of rolling shutter and the gaps in focus and focus shifting and stuff like that. So it was pretty noticeable, and so basically I was looking to upgrade, and back in September Canon announced the EOS-M5. Now most people kind of gave it some harsh criticism when it first got announced at Photokina, especially since the M3 was subpar as far as mirrorless systems are concerned, especially with some of the other systems out there such as Fuji and of course Sony and whatnot. So this is their first real kind of go at a mirrorless system, and I think it's going to work pretty good for my vlogging needs. Now, I'm not 100% convinced it's going to work for my photography needs, but as far as vlogging goes, I think I can make it work. I got a good idea in mind on how I can utilize it to improve this video, and we're going to, I guess, explain that coming up next here. So let's dig in, let's do a little unboxing here and see what we're working with. Right, so we all know how unboxing videos work. It's pretty much just like it sounds. We go in here, we take a look at what we're working with here, and I kind of discuss how I'm going to use it for my photography and vlogging needs here. So, as I mentioned there, that this is the EOS-M5 mirrorless system here from Canon, a step up from the M3 that they previously had, and it's packed with all kinds of fun features here that I'm hoping are going to improve some of my video content here. So I'm not going to go through all the different specs and features with it. There's a lot of other videos out there that'll kind of take care of a lot of that stuff, but let's take a look what we got here. So just some registration and blah blah blah. Instruction manual, which I'll probably have to peruse through because there's a lot of features on here that I'm not used to working with, and have to kind of get the idea how that all works. So here's what we got. Not a whole lot in here. It is such a small little camera. So basically, you got the battery charger, you got the cords, and of course the battery, camera strap, and bye-bye box, and of course here it is. So, wow, yeah, it is pretty small here. But here it is. Wow, can't believe it. It's I've ordered this a while back. I've been sitting on it for about a little over a week now due to the holidays and stuff. So I'm kind of excited to actually get a look at it. But there it is, the EOS-M5, just a small little thing, packed full of all kinds of good stuff. So as it does have a flip screen. Now that's one of the main criticisms, was it is a flip down screen, which means if I try to use my Manfrotto PIXI, basically a mini little tripod to attach to it, odds are I'm not going to be able to see myself. But let's take a look at that first and foremost. And does it flip down? Not very far. So might be able to get a little bit of an idea with it. But basically, the way I am going to counteract that is by shooting with an 11-22 EFM lens. Now, like I was kind of mentioning, that I'm not 100% sure if this is going to suffice for a actual photography camera for my needs. Mainly because the EFM lenses aren't fantastic. They're pretty much standard kit lenses. And I think what Canon's trying to do is just kind of test out the mirrorless market here and see if they can get an interest in it. If so, then it probably already have a full frame in the works. So we're going to see how it goes. I assume if this does go over well and they do kind of go into the full frame mirrorless market, that you're going to start seeing some pretty good lenses. But currently these are pretty standard. So to help solve with that problem, I did get a adapter here, an EFM adapter, which basically will allow me to attach my L series lenses, my EF lenses. So I will test that out for photography purposes. And I have to assume once I get some decent glass on here, I should be able to get some decent pictures. So we'll play with that as well. So you see there's an adapter on there, and then the lens here. I'll kind of show you how that works. Basically turns it back into a regular DSLR, which I know kind of defeats the purpose, but again, I'm trying to combine the best of both worlds, where I can get an on-the-go kind of run-and-gun video style vlogging, along with some decent photography when I'm traveling, so at, of course, a lightweight. So of course, once you start putting on the L series lenses, it's going to add some heft to it, but ultimately we'll see how it works at shooting photography anyway. So that's how that kind of all goes together. Next up, I'll kind of show you here the lens. So the EFM lens. So EFM lenses are basically the new lenses that kind of are only compatible with the mirrorless system. And this one did come out a while back because they, like it's kind of mentioned, they had an EOS-M and some other mirrorless cameras in the past that just didn't get much, garnish much use because they were kind of subpar. But so this lens has been out a little while. It is the 11-22, and since this is a crop factor camera, it's got a CMOS sensor in there. It means I will get some crop with it. So for vlogging purposes, if you are just kind of holding it out there like that, and you're going to get some crop, I wanted to get as wide as I could. So I got the 11-22, which technically is probably equivalent to about, what, a 30-some to 50, or just shy of that. So I'm hoping that at arm's length, this will give me enough background, along with, of course, focus on me, the subject. It does have, again, the flip down screen, so if you go handheld, probably much easier, but that's basically how I kind of intend to use it. I did get an extra battery because mirrorless systems batteries don't tend to last a great deal of time, and that's one of the criticisms. And it's not just Canon, it's kind of all of them really. So I always have a backup battery anyway, so not really a big deal. Got a couple batteries for it now because it does come standard with one battery. I just got the basic body, because I didn't like the kit lens that came standard. Like I said, I wanted that 11-22. I wanted that wide angle, so I got as wide as I could, mainly because if I put the 16-35 f4 I have on here, the EF lens with the adapter, I still have a feeling it's going to be cropped too much and kind of heavier to kind of hand hold. So the 11-22 will hopefully be pretty good here for that anyway. So all right, so moving on to some of the specs that I like, that I found interesting for vlogging. Okay, so how does that all equate to a decent vlogging camera? Well, basically it is small, it is lightweight, and it is compact. So it's easy to carry around, whether it's in your backpack or whether or not you are physically using it to do some vlogging. It does also have the same processor as, or sensor as the Canon 80D, which is not a bad sensor at all. It combines that CMOS dual pixel autofocus, which basically will take care of any sort of subject tracking. It should fluidly just track your subject as you move, including yourself if you are vlogging. It also has a touchscreen LCD, which is apparently one of the better ones on the market currently, which also allows you to fluidly just switch the focus point just by moving your finger to wherever the subject is or whichever you want to switch to, which will be very nice for video. And then it also has the 5-axis image stabilization, which means the image stabilization in the lens works with the image stabilization in the actual camera body, and together they will give you some very smooth stabilized video. It does only work in video, so you're not going to be able to combine the two in for stills photography, but keep in mind a lot of DSLRs don't really have that anyway. I know some of the mirrorless ones, the more high-end ones, like Fuji, Sony, and whatnot, they do have that. But if you've been getting along just fine with the lens stabilization shooting, then you'll probably be just fine with that on here as well. Keep in mind that the sensor does have a 1.6 crop factor, so you're going to want to take that into account when you're deciding what lens to use and what scenario, because you are going to get that 1.6 times crop, so which means just right off the get-go you're going to be zoomed in a little bit farther than you would if you were shooting on a full frame. That can come in handy depending on your uses. For example, for still photography, you could be shooting at, you may need a subject that's kind of really far in the distance, and if you don't have your 70-200 or 300-400 or whatever on there, you can use a smaller lens and still get a decent focal range out of the deal. Other than that, it's a 24 megapixel camera with 49 autofocus points, which compared to my 6D that I'm kind of shooting this on, only has 11 autofocus points, and it's a 20 megapixel camera. So just on the basis there, I'm hoping to get at least a little bit more cleaner, detailed imaging from both video and stills with this. So if I do decide for still photography to combine the EF lenses, then I should be able to get, in theory, some cleaner, crisper images that more so than in the 6D. It does have the microphone jack, so if you do want to attach external microphone, that is an option. My plan is to put a bracket on here with a microphone on top that I'll attach to the, of course, the camera, record the audio that way. On that bracket, I'll probably also put a handle for kind of just again, run and gun shooting that I do, and I should be able to get some very good stabilized shots that way. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. There are, of course, a couple drawbacks. One, battery life. Most mirrorless cameras don't have a very good battery, especially if shooting video. It'll kind of eat it up pretty fast. But then again, I don't know too many photographers out there or vloggers who probably aren't carrying backup batteries already. So hopefully with a couple batteries, you should be able to get through most of your days shooting. It does not have 4K video. I know that was one of the big drawbacks when it was first announced. But again, if you don't need 4K video and you're just fine with 1080, you're probably fine, depending on your needs. So it's not really future-proofed in that regard. Will probably be outdated as 4K gets more and more prevalent, and more people are watching video and movies and whatnot in 4K. So keep that in mind. For me, that's the 1080 is enough. Large enough file sizes for me to try to edit on my computer to begin with, that I don't even want to try to worry about 4K right now. I think it's more important to kind of get the basics of video down and the storytelling and how you're using the video camera as a tool to get your message across. That's the most important part. So I can always improve upon that when Canon probably releases a full frame one, probably in the not too distant future. So. Other than that, it is not weather sealed, so be careful if you're shooting out in inclement weather. You're going to want some sort of casing to protect the camera. And I think that was about it. Let me take a look, see if I'm missing anything. I didn't want this video to go this long, so I think I might just cut it off here. I guess the only other thing to mention is the low light. So these crop sensors aren't always the best, don't always have the best dynamic range in low light because they're a smaller sensor. But as far as video is concerned and my vlogging purposes go, I'm pretty sure it'll be just fine. If it works for the 80D, I'm sure it'll be just fine in this as well, and definitely a step up from the dynamic range and that the camera in my phone was producing. So yeah, so that's about it. If you stuck around this long, thanks for staying with me here. More videos to come. All my future videos, of course, will probably be shot on this thing, so if you want a kind of an idea how it actually looks and get some feedback about how it operates for me and as I'm using it, of course, subscribe, and you'll, of course, get all those videos to come. I'm also on social media, Facebook and Instagram as Michael's Walk. You can sign up for my newsletter at my website, and I guess that's about it. So once again, thanks for sticking it out, and we will catch you guys next time.